The Scottish poet Rabbie Burns once wrote, "The best laid plans o' mice and men gang after gley." What does that mean? Well, find out today on Life's Potluck Buffet. I'm John Paulus. Thanks for joining me. If you're wondering, was that English? Not really. It's Scots, or at least a Scots dialect of English with kind of Scots flair. Scots flair? That kind of sounds like a show on Acorn TV, Scots Flair, where a local veterinarian finds love and murder in a small bray in Scotland. I think bray is the word for like a village or something in Scots. I am Scots Gaelic. If you speak Scots Gaelic, let me know. If you're just from Scotland, you probably know anyway, because it's probably the name of various places. Oh, there's a place, Millbrae, in California. Millbrae. Oh, I bet it does mean village. I bet that's right. Anyway, so gang after gley, translated into English, means often goes awry. So what it means is the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. So, things go wrong. And that is something I've been thinking about today, because after my very detailed analysis of an invention of a new metric, the juiciness of a video measured in elephants, and you can check that out in the last video. That video has exactly 0.0% click-through rate. So, and it's been close to 24 hours, and so that my plan to have that video catch on like wildfire, so that YouTube, people would be writing YouTube and saying, we need this metric in YouTube analytics because this is the most important metric out there, has so far not gone to plan. But that's okay. It's a new day in the world of Life's Potluck Buffet. Oh, I just rhymed. So nobody has asked about the chat, since only about 3 people have watched it, and they're all, I think, subscribers, because they didn't click through an impression, but rather may have had the notification bell on, and so therefore used the once they were notified, they clicked on that, and that doesn't count. I know, at least from this, the notification doesn't count as an impression, because it's not, I guess, delivered in the same way the impression is. It's notifications are notifications, not I'd be curious to know. Maybe that's in there in the numbers, how many people have the notification bell on. So I really haven't had anybody ask me, oh, hey, how do I calculate the juiciness of my channel? You mentioned you were going to say that, and you never got around to it in that last video. And so I'll tell you now, to calculate the juiciness of your YouTube channel, you just take the number of views, and you divide that by the number of videos, and then you multiply that by the adjusted time, like I showed you yesterday how to do the adjusted base 10 time number for how long your videos have been viewed, and then you multiply those out. Here's another handy thing about the juiciness metric, and I'm really on a campaign now. The juiciness metric is more accurate than it would even seem, because by using that adjusted time, by adjusting that time into a base 10 number with a decimal number, I guess it's not an integer because it has decimals. Anyway, by adjusting that number, you're actually you can actually reduce the juiciness of a video if that number is low. So, for example, this video has 20 views that I published a few days ago. No, more than a few days ago now. 10 days ago. That video actually loses juiciness because the average watch time is under a minute. So then what that does is that becomes a fraction of one, which means when you multiply that with the number of views, it actually reduces that number. So if you have a long watch time and a lot of views, that long watch time acts as a multiplier because it's a whole the integer part, the non-decimal part of the number, like 3.5, say, for example. The 3 part makes it a real multiplier. Alone, if it's just 0.5 or, half a minute that people have viewed that's going to cut your views in half, basically. And that's what juiciness measures. So no longer do you have, let's say that video has about 500 views right now, and the watch time, let's say it's 30 seconds. Well, that means that's only really 250 views. So if you have another video that has a watch time of a minute with 25 views, with 250 views and a watch time of a minute, it's actually juicier than the video with the 500 views and a watch time of half a minute. So that's why I think juiciness is a great measure, and I suggest you write to YouTube and say to add it to the analytics, because it's a great number, and it's measured in elephants, as we know. And yesterday's video, I recalculated its juiciness. It is has gone up because of some added views and also a slightly increased time of view by a couple of seconds. So the juiciness is past 60 now. So that's cool. It was 57.29 as the title of the video yesterday says. All right. I wanted to ask the cards what we can do about all of this, what they're thinking today, especially since the plans gang de glay. They really gang a glay. They're way a glay. I didn't plan on having a video with literally 0 unique views and 0.0% click rate after 24 hours. Is that a record? That may be. I've never had that happen. What did I do? I think that YouTube, it might be the AI that does the closed captioning that I've been kind of watching very closely, as it misspells my name and Life's Potluck Buffet over and over again. That they may be conspiring with the analytic algorithms and being like, hey, this guy, he's trying to do something here with the analytics and we don't like this guy. So why don't you give him like 0 point, make sure that there's no unique views here. Might be a conspiracy. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shuffle the cards in the mystical, magical way I shuffle them to get them in their state of highest power, and then I'm gonna shuffle them one last time. All right, and then I look for the gap. Look for the gap. Here it is. All right. Here is our card for the day. It's the logo wild card. Again, cards, are you conspiring with the AI? I think they're all in cahoots. So the logo wild card says, describe a logo that comes to mind, whether you love it, hate it, or just happen to think about it. There's a reason why it came to mind. Explain. Right now I'm thinking of a big lemon, because we're thinking about when things gang agley. That is for sure. Oh, I see the card. The card after this logo wild card is "Make People's Days." Now that's a popular video. That was a good one. The one with the rock at a stoplight. I'll be doing some videos that have highlights from 2023 over the course of the next 12 days, starting 12 days before New Year's or so. I'm gonna start doing video. It might be more than 12 days, but it was the 12 days of Life's Potluck Buffet. It started getting weird. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna post a certain number of days, maybe 12, of highlights of videos for you to check out, and maybe those will inspire you to see the videos. I don't know if I'm going to do any highlights from yesterday's video, since apparently YouTube is punishing me for it for some reason. I was just trying to do my best YouTube and get people to have more videos on YouTube. That's all. So I feel like maybe today you can give it a little bit of a push. Thanks. Well, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow on Life's Potluck Buffet, and thanks for tuning in as always. I really appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you liked this video, or even if you didn't like it, just subscribe anyway. Thanks.